Yeah.
The Institute of Magnificence, I guess I'm on right now. Welcome to Center
You
for
are
Spiritual
on.
Living Kauai and the Institute of Magnificence. And before we start, we want to just give
Are
a
you
spe-
Reverend Rita and
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
Reverend
Rita.
Patrick?
Okay. We just figured
We just opened up the doors 11 years ago, so we're still kind of getting the groove of it. But the reason that we are off a little bit is we had our breath taken away yesterday, and so we're a little
exactly taken
off.
away.
Honey, do you remember Gracie? And that's how we're working this particular show right here before we do it. But we have something, and we would like to bring up Dr. Eric Overholzer right now to say thank you and put you center stage so that you can.
Give him
Yesterday
some
we
aloha.
had a wonderful, wonderful time with him. Who was here yesterday to experience? Oh, yeah. We were all on the floor, we were breathing. They did very well, did they not?
Fantastic.
They even want you to come back. Can you imagine?
Let's do it again.
Oh, good, we'll do it again. Thanks.
And he'll be back in a moment.
Okay.
So we have a vision statement at Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, and thanks to Candy Bar and Cliff.
And Cliff, usually.
It's up, and Cliff, who's away, it's up there to
They
be read by all
donated
of
this
us
for
and
us,
to be
yeah.
taken in and practiced. So let's read it together.
Awakening humanity to its magnificence by walking the bridge from duality to unity consciousness.
And just take a deep breath in. Just intuit what that means to you. I believe that when we all are doing that, we're just really assisting this world in ways that we can't even see, but it's happening.
And
will
we have an
eventually see it.
entire organization that's out in our world, our international world as well, making sure that this message gets out that for everyone. So we're all working together on this incredible thing.
So that being said, we're going to have an opening song with Jeremy and Amy.
Jeremy and Amy, give it up.
Aloha, everybody. Let's go down to the water. Come with me, my friend. We could both jump in it and not come back again. Well, let's go down.
Let's go down.
Let's go jump in the water. Let's go down. Let's go down, 'cause the water of love is sweet when it flows through you and me. Well, the rain falls down.
The rain falls down
into the river.
into the river.
Well, the river runs
The river runs
out into the sea.
out into the sea.
Well, the sea surrounds.
The sea surrounds.
Oh, this island. This island is home to me. Yeah, bring it home there, Reverend Rita.
All right, everybody just take a deep breath. Let it go slowly. Take another one and center it right in your heart space. And I'm recognizing right here and right now that there is one love, one energy, one source, one power, one unified field that is everywhere present and is presenting itself through each and every part of creation, through each and every one of us. It is greatness, it is love, it is perfection, and it is here and right now and always. And I know that is what we bring here today, to this time together, to this celebration of love, to this celebration of goodness, of light. And as we do that, not only do we lift ourselves, but we lift this whole planet into this high vibration that we are feeling right here and right now. So I just claim that, I know that for today, and I allow it, I surrender to it, and I let it be so as I affirm with gratitude. And so it is. Thank you.
Oh, let's go down to the center. Come with me, my friends. We could both fill up on our magnificence. Well, let's go down.
Let's go down.
Let's go down to the center, CSL. CSL, 'cause the water of love runs deep when it flows through you and me. Well, the rain falls down
The rain falls down
into the river.
into the river.
Will the river run
The river
out
runs
into the
out
sea?
into the sea.
Will the sea surround?
The sea surrounds.
Oh, this
Oh,
island.
this island.
This island is home to me. This island is home to me. This island is sweet home for you and me. Hey.
Can you believe that it's the end of June? How did that happen? I asked you, how did it happen? No, it's amazing to me how fast time's got this whole like quantum thing going on these days, I'm telling you. So this month has been all about vision. And I don't know about any of you, but vision's a very important thing to move us forward. To go beyond the move, we need to have a vision if we choose, because we're all about choice. So our vision this month has been, and I'll say it once, we can say it together. I am now allowing my vision to become my reality. Ready? I am now allowing my vision to become my reality. Now say it in French. Oh, you never know. Let's say it one more time. I am now allowing my vision to become my reality. Ooh.
Right. So about 11 years ago, before that, we had this conception to create a Center for Spiritual Living on Kauai. And the first thing you get to do when that happens is you call the home office and you say, we want to start a center. And you have to go through all this red tape and stuff, beautiful stuff, to make sure you're really serious about it. And then you get your permission to join, to open a center and then get chartered after you have 50 members. That's the little bit of just the history of the technical part of it. But back then, there was this beautiful woman who was the first person we ever talked to, and the first person in the organization that really believed in us and said, let's do this. And she walked us through it step by step. Her name is Reverend Dr. Sharon Hudson, and she happens to be here today.
Surprise.
So we're going to invite her up, and she's going to tell us, as this part of the service is always about what the science of mind is, she's going to share her perspective on that. And I'll get you a mic, Dr. Sharon.
Woo, yay. She was here. We were just a twinkle in the eye of this manifestation. Thank you.
Thank you.
So much. Good morning. I'm taking a moment to just see you and see the divine that's before me, because that's what we're all about, isn't it? That we are that presence of the divine. So I've been in this since I was about 12 years old. And so I was in a teen group that actually had as their name the RUCATS. It stood for Recognition, Unification. This is a little different. Oh, you said identification. Oh, you guys do it a little different. Anyway, it was the 5 steps of treatment, babe. Recognition, unification, choice, acceptance, and thanksgiving is how we did it in, like...
Oh my God, we didn't know
I'm not
the
going to tell you
choice.
how old I am, but 100 years ago, maybe so. So this philosophy is transformative, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Ernest Holmes had a radio show, and my mother gave me a bunch of 45 records that have his radio show on them, a whole stack of them. And so at the beginning of that, this big booming voice would say, just take a deep breath, there's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it.
Yes.
Right. And here's the thing, we're actually using it all the time. And the question is, am I using it consciously?
Exactly.
And so this philosophy is all about being aware of, what you really believe. And it is done unto us as we believe. Truly it is. And I just want to say this philosophy has created an amazing life. I've seen miracle after miracle, not only in my life, but in others, in physical healing, in relationships, in prosperity, in health, just anything you could think of. So at this point in my life, I'm still like on that growing edge. We always are, discovering more, being more deeply the presence of the divine. And so my walk today is to show up as the love of God, to show up as the peace, that deep grounding peace, no matter what's going on around me, because our very presence can transform it, to show up as a healing presence in the world. And so I just invite you all to shine your light brightly, knowing that you are the freedom, joy, creativity, grounding peace, and love of God, because that's really the bottom line for all of it. And so it is.
That is so interesting, Dr. Sharon, that it was choice. And so the last one we went through with this identification was just identifying with it. But I never knew that the choice, that there was one actual step called choice.
It was realization today, yeah.
Wow. Back in the day.
Well, yeah, because identification was the old way of saying it of Ernest Holmes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, wow.
Wow.
All right. Well,
We learn something new every day.
and we're
Give it up
open.
again, Dr. Sharon. Oh boy, we see a lot of, today's just filled with surprises. And as I get surprised, you know me, I'm having another psychic moment. Hold on. I see shell lays around necks, which tells me that somebody's here for the first time. Is this true? Wow, I'm good, aren't I? Yeah. I'm telling you, this stuff is really happening. So I'm noticing that, and what we love, it was like yesterday, there was so many people that experienced our center for the first time. So we just are so grateful when you walk through the doors and say, what's going on in there? Give a little peek-see. So here's what it is. You think that we don't know you, but we do know you because we've got some information. It's pretty personal, just FYI. But we want to, and I passed it out. Did you guys all get the email? Okay, good. Okay, so they got the email about you, and you wonder how we knew you were coming? Psychic. Yeah. Ready? So let's let them know who they are, shall we? You are magnificent.
You are
Woo!
magnificent.
And we know that about you because we know it, what? About ourselves. We are just a mirror for you, beautiful, beautiful people. So if you want to take a moment, just put your hands on your heart if it feels good. And let's just start with the individualization of this one source. I am magnificent. Oh, and since we are an entangled universe, we are all connected. So what does that mean? We are magnificent. Oh, and if you since you're not all psychic or using it today, I hear some people on the mainland and here on the island going, I hope they don't forget about me because I'm watching this live stream right here and right now. And this live stream is coming in behind you, so we don't want to put our backs to them. Let's just point up straight ahead there and let them know who they are. You are magnificent. Yes, now look to your left, to your right, look somebody in the eye and let them know who they are. What do you think, Bob?
I don't know.
You, what am I? Yeah.
You must be magnificent.
You are magnificent. Okay, let's bring all of our magnificence right up here for a moment as we introduce our wonderful practitioner, Roseanne Jones. And this section that we have in our service, our celebration service, is Blessing Our Land.
And Jeremy and Amy will be playing right after that happens. So
there you
thank
go. Roseanne Jones, everyone.
Aloha, everyone. It's so good to see each and every face, and that magnificence out there is just mind-boggling. I have to take a breath. So as we do the blessing of the land, every week, we want to recognize on this island that we stand on. And so at this very moment and each and every moment, I am always grateful for the beauty and the wonders of our beloved planet Earth. She has survived and thrived through eons of changes. Somehow, this miracle of an island, Kauai, developed because of a violent eruption of an enormous volcano underneath the sea. In the aftermath of the violent eruption, the volcano slowly became dormant, and through eons of time, the forces of nature finally crafted and created this beautiful island full of life and vitality. At this very moment, we have the privilege to stand here on this island. And as a reminder, we who live here are caregivers of this island. We who visit here are caregivers for this island. Native Hawaiians recognize this through their phrase, kuleana pono, which translates roughly to integrity in our actions and to honor our word. Let's tread lightly on this beautiful island. Mama Kaua'i welcomes us when we have a heart of kuleana. Let's honor this place by our consciousness of being responsible and accountable, our responsibility of treading lightly. Let's respect the past, the present, and the future of this sacred land. And so it is.
And so it is. Here's a song by Mary Isis called Earth's Child. Sitting on the ground watching the clouds drift by, body rooted in the earth with my spirit in the sky, breathing in the air rhythmically in time with the pulse of my heart. I am so naturally high, arrived at a point that I can trust to carry on this journey of love. I must incorporate the lessons learned in my life to give the best of this blessing of being alive. I'm reaching down, nourishing my roots with my love, giving thanks to the ground. I'm reaching high, radiating love as I give my thanks to the sky. I'm reaching wide, don't know how far I can go. I'm just here for the ride, and I'm reaching in, purging the pain and the shame, and I know I will win. I am Earth's child, born to sing of her splendor every day. I remember there is more to discover in the teachings of the trees, the lessons of the leaves. I shape-shift the sounds as I am listening, crystalline healing from leaf and vine on the smoke of the flowering herbs. I climb up this mountain, it's a steep incline. No matter how many times that I fall, I will keep on trying. I hear a voice on the breeze, she says, never give up, keep on smiling. I see the sign of the time, she says it's serious, but keep on smiling. Don't let nobody bring you down. I'm a radiant being, shine in the sun and glow in the night. I'm enlightened in this earthly orgasmic delight. I am reaching down, nourishing my roots with my love, giving thanks to the ground. I'm reaching high, radiating love as I give my thanks to the sky. And I'm reaching wide. I don't know how far I can go. I'm just here for the ride. And I'm reaching in, purging the pain and the shame. And I know I will win. I am Earth's child, born to sing of her splendor. I am Earth's child, born to sing of her splendor. I am Earth's child, born to sing of her splendor. Ooh, oh, oh. Earth's child, born to sing of her splendor. Mahalo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, we have a special treat today. Just surprises everywhere, treats everywhere, Bob. We had this idea, and that can sometimes be wonderful, or sometimes that can be scary, depending upon what the idea is. But this is the idea. This is our time when we give our messages, and we thought, wouldn't it be fun with Dr. Eric in town if we did what they call a spiritual three-way? And so what we're going to do, hey, excuse me. So what we're going to do is we're going to start it out, and this was the best part. I'm very transparent, so this is what Rita said to me. She said, maybe we should get those little timers. So each person does 10 minutes. And I said, no. I said, Dr. Eric is fine. He knows 10 minutes. And she goes, it's not Dr. Eric I'm worried about. I don't know what she means by that. Does any of you?
All right.
So Dr. Eric, he's first man up.
And what's our theme? Remind me. So
Get used to different.
getting used to different.
Well, there we go.
Getting used to different. So last night I had a beautiful, beautiful dream, and the perfect talk came out. In my mind, it was absolutely brilliant. And then I woke up. So I guess I will go and do it differently for today. Differently. It's interesting. I love the vision statement, the bridge from duality to unity consciousness. To me, that was a huge game changer. Like the recognition and the remembrance of there's no separation. You know, from the bridge from non-duality to, or the perception of duality, into the realm of polarity. It's all one thing. And everything serves one another because it's all energy. You know, Howard Thurman wrote about the jack pine tree, which is a scrappy pine tree up in continental United States. It's scrappy. It's not the prettiest of trees, and it can grow anywhere. It's resilient. It can, in a crack of stone, in a crevice, it can grow, and it'll grow up towards the sun. It's resilient. And it's got these amazing pine cones. The pine cones are covered in a resin, and it's dormant. It's dormant until it's subjected to the heat. Howard Thurman writes that the pine cone must fall from the tree into the fire, into the heat. And then in that heat, that resin releases, melts, and the latent potentiality that was always there is now freed to become the next generation of the forest. So for me, it's like from duality to unity consciousness, everything is serving me at the highest and best for the expansion of the universe, because I am the universe. I am that cosmic field of intelligence that knows itself, that wants to expand and know more. And so by seeing the difference, by looking at different perspectives, I can see things more expansively, more kindly. when I allow myself to see and just review my life with a little more grace, a little more forgiveness, to let go of some of the guilt, some of the shame for some of my missteps, when I realize that each of those previously moments in life have served me perfectly to become the man that I am now, and is laying the field into the man that I will continue to grow into. And that's by embracing it all, that there is no separation, that my highest good comes at times from my deepest pain. My greatest joy is directly tied to the deepest sorrow. And so when I can be one with all of it, then I can really step into that side of the beach ball of polarity and really express and feel joy with no abandon. Being here in Kauai reminds me of one of my favorite Rumi quotes. You're not a drop of water in the ocean. You're the entire ocean in a drop. And the expansion of that is every way. This is not Rumi, but it could be in the spirit of Rumi. Every wave comes into formation by the collective power of the ocean. Every wave is different. Sometimes it's a tsunami. Sometimes it just peters out. Sometimes you can catch the most beautiful opportunity to surf on it, but it's never separate from the ocean. It's always the ocean. It's the ocean individualizing as a wave, never separate. So I look in this room and I see so many beautiful, here in CSL, magnificent waves playing out perfectly at different points in their lives. Some waves are just beginning to build and grow and crest. Some have already reached a peak, but that doesn't mean it comes to an end. It just means that return back to the wholeness. And so what's next? How can I look at life differently? How can I experience this thing called life from a different perspective? And it's all about perspective. Ernest Holmes said that trained mind is more powerful than untrained thought, or trained thought is more powerful than untrained thought. So this really is a philosophy from my perspective about reframing the word manipulation, from being a master manipulator, which gets a lot of bad play in the day-to-day world. But when I can actually realize, I can embrace it. If I can manipulate my mind, that's power. If I can manipulate my mind to see it from a different perspective, that's enlightenment. There was an interesting film that came out earlier this spring called Civil War. And very provocative, very timely. It tells a future potential in the realm of all possibilities and potentials where the United States has fallen into civil war. California and Texas have seceded from the nation, and it's telling the story of a small group of photojournalists, and they're taking a road trip from New York down to Washington, D.C. to interview the president and photograph him. And during this road trip, it's like one atrocity after the next, one horror after the next, really seeing a possibility of war that I've witnessed on the news around the world playing out in the United States, until they drive into one town in particular. And I don't recall exactly where it was, but it was as if they had driven through a portal to another era where it was hometown America. And as they're driving into this town, there's a little old lady walking her dog down the street, and they pull in, and these photojournalists walk into a store. And the woman behind the counter is watching something on the TV, and she said, "Oh, hi, thanks for coming in. Did you want to try on a dress?" And the photojournalist said, "Oh no, don't you know what's going on? So did you want to try on the green dress? I think the blue dress would be really pretty for you." They said, don't you know that the world is falling apart around you? And the clerk said, oh, I'm aware. We're all aware. But we've also decided we're not going to put our attention on it. Where we place our attention, that expands, that grows. So there was a difference. I thought it was such a beautiful metaphysical moment, a little nugget of, can I see the world differently? Am I willing to see the world the way I'd like to experience it? To be the change, to see the change, I need to be the change. I know that's very different from having your head in the sand and ignoring things, of not looking at the realities, but where am I willing to put my attention and my creative life energy towards? And that's my obligation, that's my opportunity to see and to participate in the world differently. So I'm going to pass my extra time into the bank to Rita and to Patrick. Thank you so much.
That was like the perfect segue, and we didn't even talk about our talks. So yesterday was a big day for me and for all of us that participated in the breath workshop, because it brought up a lot of stuff, and as it always does, from whatever.
Rita, I think
Dr.
you
Eric
have
told
a.
me. What am I
yeah.
doing? I'm excited. That's what I'm doing. All right. Thank you for telling me.
Only 11 years. That's all we've been here.
All right,
That's it.
I'm all right. Whoop. Okay. Anyway, it brought up a lot of stuff for a lot of people, and it brought a lot. I wasn't taking part in it. I was like, I was helping Eric just to make sure everything was okay and walking around holding consciousness or holding space for everybody. But I had the headsets on, so I was hearing everything everybody was going through. So I kept doing what I was doing, helping, assisting, holding space. And then when I got home, all of a sudden I had this big, like, I don't want to call, well, it was kind of a breakdown. Like I had actually taken in what was occurring in the room and what was and actually whatever the guy was saying on the headset, I was taking it in, and I was actually going through a transformation myself. So it brought back a lot of stuff from my childhood, as I think it probably did for many of us there, because we were like a bunch of beautiful babies on the floor just going through these transformations. So I am, as you well know, I'm very transparent and authentic, and I believe in this philosophy so much because it's so scientific, it's so beautiful, it's so amazing, and it's only going to help me. So I always take everything to treatment, to spiritual mind treatment, to source, to all of that, to work through whatever it is. So this morning when I woke up, I started writing this little story, and it went like this, and it was like, the message I got was, be as a child. And I go, there once was a little girl who grew up in a home where the main focus of the conversation was on negativity and what was wrong about everyone. From the little girl's point of view, looking up to those in authority, it seemed like it was the truth. And so when these words and thoughts were pointed at her, she took them in as the truth. Could she have been responsible for making her father sick? Could she always be doing something wrong? It seemed that way. However, during her playtimes, she made believe. She was the one in control. The boy in the adventure, or the girl that got the boy, it didn't matter. She was in control, and she created a world that was good and fun and happy. There was always a happy ending. That became her dream world, her play world, her totally different than the one that she lived in every day. She might have been called a dreamer, but her dreams were real in those moments. It was hard to keep the dream up when the other world seemed so real, yet she persevered in dreaming, to have fun, to create the end of the story the way she wanted it to be, until one day it became her reality. She thought about it, she wrote about it, she acted as if it were so, and then one day, as she looked out at her world, she realized that she was living it. So it was so perfect what you said, Dr. Eric, because that's what it's about. It's not about not seeing what's happening. It's about how you choose to see what's happening in yourself, so that, and how to create within yourself the space where the miracles and the beauty can happen until finally you're living it. One day I was walking on the beach and I was like, how did you get here? Like, how did you get to live in this beautiful place, this amazing place? And I went, you dreamed it. You dreamed it, and then you took action on your dream. You didn't just sit there dreaming it, you took action, and you started to act like it. And in the sense of the little girl, she started play acting, pretending she was those things. And I think that today, with everything going on, that Eric, you're so right. That's what we have to do. We don't have to put our heads in the sand, but we need to take our heads out of the sand, look at it, and then see it in a different way and start living from that place. And as you know, I'm taking this Patrick and I took this powerful class, quantum physics class called it's called Advanced Consciousness. But we've been the last few weeks, or last couple of months, we've been reading this book called Quantum Revelation, and it took that long to read the book because it was so dense, but good. But he's quoting somebody named Banash Hoffman, who wrote a book called The Strange Story of the Quantum, and he published this in 1947. And he said, now is the terrible crisis of our civilization. Now is the fateful hour of high decision, for better or for worse. We, the people of Earth, must choose our future. Quantum physics tells us that the future is not written in stone, but instead is undeterminate and filled with infinite potential. How the world of the quantum manifests depends on how we dream it. As it says in the Bible, Deuteronomy, I have set before you life and death, blessing and curse. Therefore choose life, that both you and thy seed may live. This is the answer. I believe this is the answer, that we actually hold the answer so easily in our hands to just not get sucked in, stop looking at it if you have to, realize it's there, but just allow yourself to be that loving change. Be the change. It's like, be the change. You're so powerful, so powerful. In this teaching, we know, Dr. Sharon just said there's a power for good in the universe, and we can use it. I think the whole quote is there's a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. Because that power, that law of our being, that vibration, that thing that responds to us when we put the thought, the word, the action out, is coming back to us exactly as we put it out. So we have to take responsibility for what's happening, but that's powerful too, because if we can take responsibility for it, that it was in the consciousness of everyone, the collective, that brought this all up to allow it to show its face to us because we needed to see the light, right? That if we could take responsibility for it at the same time as seeing it differently and realizing that in that responsibility that we created it, we can uncreate it. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza said, thought can uncreate things that they created. Just because you created something in your life doesn't mean you can't uncreate it. So I'm really passionate about this, and I know it's not easy. It wasn't easy for me as a little girl to keep seeing that dream world when I was seeing just the opposite, and I'm sure many people here have been through the same thing, where our lives when we were little were, maybe not as wonderful as they are now, but when we keep seeing what we want, how we want to envision it, then it has to happen. It has to, because it already has. So there was this woman, her name is Reverend Donna Michael. She's a New Thought singer and a reverend, obviously, and a person in our movement. There was a quote that she gave, and I always go back to it. When one is in the midst of making a change in their lives, which is what we're doing here, this planet is trying to make a change. It's trying to make a change. The old ways will hold on with everything they've got. They will hold on with everything they've got. Things get even darker. It is the last gasp of a dying fear. What would happen if we all took our power back and said, we are love, we are light, we can act it out in our life, because we have to act it out in our life. We can't, got to get rid of all the stuff inside us that's, you know, that's holding us back, and what we do toward others and all of that. We got to fix the things with our family as best we can. If that means walking away from our family, that's okay too. But forgiveness and love are the answers. So what would happen if we all did? There would have to be a transformation. So my invitation today is to do that, to take one step today to make that change in our lives and start dreaming that world that we want to see. And Dr. Holmes said, Dr. Ernest Holmes, a new light is coming into the world. He said, a new light is coming into the world. A new light is coming into the world. We are on the borderline of a great experience. It's here, and it's up to us. Namaste.
Wow, and I actually wanted to go last. I don't know what that was about. Thank you so much. Give it up for Dr. Eric and I love it when that stuff comes up and you get all like real with yourself, right? You're not trying to be anything. You're not trying to do anything. Dr. Joe Dispenza, I just heard this quote that really just, have you ever heard something, and not even a quote, but somebody say something, and it just kind of is haunting you all week, and it's like saying, listen, listen. And he said, are you defining yourself by the vision of your future, or are you defining yourself by the memory of the past? Bears repeating. Am I defining myself by the vision of my future, my vision, or am I continuing to define myself from my past? Anybody ever been there? Yeah, yeah. And I get it. I mean, I'm not going to get too much with it, but in science of mind, it's called secondary cause. It means that you're creating everything in the future from everything you had learned in the past. And I don't know about you, but I don't really want to repeat some of the things I've been doing in the past. And some of the things that I did experience were absolutely wonderful. But like everyone has been saying so far, we got to think differently. Wow, got different? Different's not, but different requires something, you know, the C word, change. And we keep saying, oh no, I love change, I love it. Bring it on. And then when it comes on, you go, just kidding. I was just kidding, not that much. Rita always has this thing, when I need to learn something, bring it all up. Not all. We've got some things that we have to do here. So yeah, the change and bringing in what's different. I noticed this week was just wonderful. Rita redid the healing, revealing circle that she's going to be calling what? Quantumplating? We're going to change it to quantumplating. That's what we're all doing here. And I went, yes, because I love those little words that get people, you know, it's like nobody will come, but when you start quantumplating, the lineup will be at the door. I don't know what it means, but I know it's different. And that's what was beautiful yesterday, to all just be here. And if you know me, I do a lot of inner child work, and as I go forward in my work, I understand how important it was and how important it is. I stood back there holding space for 35, 40, and what does that mean, holding space? That means just being there in the biggest light that you can be. And if you've ever done breath work, a lot of stuff comes up, does it not? And there's lots of noises that come up with it. And so coming from my background, I was telling him yesterday, while I'm holding space, I see that maybe they need me. Can I fix? And they, no. And Dr. Eric is wonderful in the work that he does, because he goes, but he allows you to experience the experience with it, which is wonderful. And it was interesting because I thought of a friend of mine this morning, because there's a point in it that you get to scream. God, you ever feel like screaming? Wow. But I was taught, don't scream, don't cry, don't do that, because that's a bad boy. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because you're going to make, and I thought, why? Because you're going to make everyone uncomfortable. Can you imagine all the feelings that we have, this God-ordained feelings, this quantum moving through us, as us, is something we run around protecting so you don't see. And you know what? You can't really hide. We try. We got all of our armor on, but you still see it. You feel, because you feel it beyond the armor. So here's the thing about the screaming. So my friend told me, he said, I used to go into a Catholic church, and I realized he was probably maybe 10, and he realized that something was different about him. And he said, Patrick, it was so difficult because I was hearing all of these things. And, oh, I'm back. And he said, I was realizing that I might have feelings towards a man or a boy or whatever is coming up for him in his world. And the minute you catch that, he was like, woo, get that down. I don't know what, you're back, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. I don't really feel this, I don't really feel this. And he said, I would silent scream. Have you ever silent screamed? Oh my. And at first I didn't understand. I mean, can you believe we're in New York, like in our 20s, talking all this deep stuff, you know? And he's sitting there, he goes, it's the feeling that inside of you, everything's going on, and you're going, no breath, you can't breathe, you're screaming because you can't let anybody know what you're feeling. So yesterday was this incredible permission. It said, whatever you're feeling, I'm paraphrasing, it's okay. Shh. You got some Kaua's around you protecting you. Shh. Nobody's here. They've shut the door. They'll never know you screamed unless Patrick talks about it the next day in his service. I ain't saying who screamed, but I'm going to tell you what I did. We were on these things, and this was for my friend and for myself and for so many people. I just took it off and just listened to this beautiful, beautiful, sometimes blood-curdling screaming. And I could just feel that opening, that beautiful opening. Because it was freeing. Because somebody said, it's okay. Let it go. Now, I'm not advocating that I'm at Costco and I decide that this might be a perfect time for me to let you know what I'm feeling. But what I am, I think it would be very different actually, since we're on different today. But I am advocating that we allow ourselves to be different enough and to be whole enough and to be and say it is all right to feel this pain. I love this, I think I said it last week, this beautiful thing about pain, about, what did I say, the wounded, that's it. I got caught in that little world of screaming for a moment. It's called the wounded healer. And I used to get all offended if you said, are you wounded? Oh, no, I'm not wounded. Are you kidding? Oh, 66, I'll write a book, but before that, no, I'm not. Wounded. And I went, wounded healer. And I thought, that's what we all are. We're beautiful, wounded healers, wounded warriors, that you don't have to feel sorry for us, because we're going to scream and love our way through it. I said nothing, no matter what the political belief is, the climate is, and whoever does whatever they do. You don't get me for another 4 years. You don't get me for the rest of my life, for me to give up my life because I'm not getting what I want. But I'll tell you because, and why? Because I love myself too much to let you tell me anything that is not the highest expression of who I am. And that's this book that is just changing my life. And, you know, we have a deadline now that, a little frightening, but thank God for AI, right? No, I'm just kidding. I did find out they edit, but that's a whole other thing. But this whole idea, and I'll end it with self-love, because that's where I think it all begins. I know that we have not been educated and taught to love ourselves. So we spend a lot of time out there. I'm going to love you so much so that I won't take time to love myself. I'm going to be so good and prove to you so I won't look at me. Self-love equals self-care equals self-transformation. We cannot move forward without self-love. And I am so grateful for the opportunity. Wow, can you imagine if when we did a little circle, which is so beautiful, and you stand in the middle and you just look at everybody and they just love you. Do you know that sometimes as frightening as jumping out of a plane? To stand there and let me have love. So just in this quick moment, what I know is that self-love has, risen itself right here and right now. Through Dr. Eric, through Reverend Rita, through Reverend Patrick, through everyone in this room, where I know that those inner children, that inner energy that only knows itself as love, is right here and right now. And I give us permission to feel. I give us permission to laugh, to cry, and yes, to scream. Scream through eternity, through ages of pain and joy. So with that, I just say, yes, I love myself. And with eyes closed, if you care to join me, say with me that you love yourself. I love myself. I love myself. I am lovable. I am lovable. And so it is. Namaste. Namaste. Oh, he was going to time me? Oh my God. Namaste, you two beautiful people.
Thank you to the amazing Revs, all the speakers today, and all of you for coming today. A special song for you, an original that I just rediscovered yesterday, and I'm going to share it with you. It's called Piece of Time. Looking for a piece of time to find me some peace of mind to try to get this song down on the paper. Yeah, I'll be thinking of you as the memories come pouring through like sunlight shining down upon this table. fruits that we did enjoy, raising up a girl and boy and singing by the fire with our people. We're learning right from wrong, simple kinds of thoughts and songs. We set our sights upon the brightest future. But of all the memories, and in every song I sing, it ain't hard to write this story. We journey to the distant shores, finding love is so much more, deeper than the ocean's glory. 'Cause it's a whisper, a feeling. It's your laughter and your healing. It's the trusting, it's the knowing. It's the forgiving, 'cause we're growing. Looking for a piece of time to find me some peace of mind, to try to get this song down on the paper. Yeah, I'll be thinking of you as the memories come pouring through, like sunlight shining down upon this table. The fruits that we did enjoy, raising up a girl and boy and singing by the fire with our people. Teaching right from wrong, simple kinds of thoughts and songs. We set our sights upon the brightest future. But of all the memories, and in every song I sing, it ain't hard to write this story. We journey to the distant shores, finding love is so much more, deeper than the ocean's glory. 'Cause it's a whisper, a feeling. It's your laughter and your healing. It's the trusting, it's the knowing. It's the forgiveness, 'cause we're growing. Found me a piece of time, and found me some peace of mind, and finally got this song down on the paper. Mahalo.
Oh, that was beautiful. We are so blessed to have the music that we have here at CSL Kauai. We're so blessed. Thank you. Okay, this is our time, not to get used to being different, but let's have our collection here. And what does that mean?
That means that we thank you for supporting Center for Spiritual Living Kauai and for allowing this center to grow and flourish and to take this ministry out into the world and to just create this beautiful space where people could come and feel safe and feel there's healing for them and feel there's support. There's so much good that the center has done the 11 years it's been here.
Right.
So thank you, and to everybody online also, thank you, thank you, thank you. And there's so many ways to give, because you can give checks, cash, Venmo, PayPal. There's just like we make it easy for you. So let's do our affirmation though. It's very short. I choose to freely give and I graciously receive.
I choose to freely give and I graciously receive.
Thank you so much.
my grateful heart, so filled with years of living, memories flow by me like petals on a stream. My grateful heart forgives so many sorrows, brings peace that lasts forever, illuminates the dream. Mi corazón tan lleno de recuerdos se deslizan suaves pétalos en el mar. Mi corazón perdona los dolores, ofrece paz eterna, iluminación. My grateful heart, so filled with years of living, memories flow by me like petals on a stream. My grateful heart forgives so many sorrows, brings peace that lasts forever, illuminates the dream.
Go ahead.
So just taking this moment to say mahalo, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so grateful. I am so grateful. CSL Kauai is so grateful for these gifts, knowing that they go out to heal, to prosper, to bless, and make the world an amazing place. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And may it come back to the giver 100-fold. And I know it does.
Right.
So it does. Thank you.
Great. Okay, just I don't see the children yet, so I'll go ahead. This afternoon, if anyone knew Charlotte Russell, did anyone know Charlotte? I think, yeah. She's come here several times, and her favorite was the candlelight service on Christmas Eve. And she transitioned a month and a half ago. They're having her celebration today at the Dolphin Touch at 3:30 and
It's 3:30 or 3?
3:30.
Okay.
And yeah, so we just bless her, send her on her way, knowing that she is right here and she's in that contemplating place as well. And so I'm so blessed
But
that they're
everybody's
having
welcome to go
everyone
to
is
that,
welcome.
so,
And also we are now doing a food drive all year long now. Bring your food. There's what they're asking, and then we will deliver it to the food bank. So today's a special day. Those t-shirts that were $30 for our 10-year anniversary, can you imagine 10 years? We can't go into the 11th year next Sunday, by the way, the 7th when we have our big party here, with 10-year t-shirts. So we had an idea. There's about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 11 left of the memorabilia. And when we're standing up here, year 50, you're going to be really glad that you bought these t-shirts.
We're going to sell them for
And so anyway, we're selling for $10 today, birthday special. They are in the back. When I leave here today, I know I'll turn around and there won't be any there. Give them to a friend. Give them their open mic is on hiatus until the end of the summer, and then we have our choir rehearsal tomorrow, 6:30 for adults with Barbara Davis, and the kids are starting one up too at 5, and that happens right here. And then if not, you can go across over there. They're doing the bone dance rehearsals because that's coming up as well. And also on Tuesday, our wonderful Angela is having a coffee and tea social with, I hear, homemade, like baked stuff. And so who knows if that's true or not, but I have a feeling that's going to happen. And it's for the volunteers so that you can come together and see where we can volunteer and do that. And the children must be here. So one more before the children run in. We've had Charlie. There's Charlie. I tell you what, I'll save it for after they come. I have just one left, but it's important.
All right,
Okay.
come on up, guys.
We have our dancer here, too. Child of the universe,
being born each moment. I will be gentle with myself. I will love myself. I am a child of the universe, being born each moment.
Miss Leslie, take it away.
It's a oh, there you go, Charlie. They're going to talk to you.
Well, good morning. We had a wonderful day. We talked about I am, and we also did a lot of scratch drawings and had snacks and played with bubbles, and we had a lot of fun. And I have the most beautiful Miss Hildegard with me today, and these lovely ones. You have anything to say, Charlie?
Did you play with some bubbles?
No.
Did you play with bubbles? You played with Amelia?
Amelia, you have something?
He was very happy to have Amelia show up.
Amelia's our dancer here at the, right? Okay.
All right.
She danced all the way up.
So let's
Exactly.
tell them who they are.
You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you.
I will be gentle with myself. I will love myself. I am a child of the universe, being born each moment. I will be gentle with myself. I will love myself. I am a child of the universe, being born each moment.
All right, just two more little announcements, and they are on Sunday, next Sunday is our birthday, the 11th year, without 10-year, right, without 10-year t-shirts. And that is, and it's going to be here. Sign up for the potluck and food sign-ups, and also we need some volunteers to help out. But we've had some calls. This is the first year in 11 years, believe it or not, that we have not done a birthday fundraiser. But you know, I was raised with it's never too late. But I'm telling you, it's never too late. But anyway, so people online that have been calling, emailing, I know I never thought I'd ever hear anyone say, why aren't you doing your fundraiser this year? But we just got that. We have lots of things going on. So here's what's happening. If you want to make a donation, you can go online and then make sure to mark it birthday so we know that you have a birthday present. Here, we're going to have a pot of, called the pot of gold. I asked for a pot of gold. I said, give me a nice big thing so we can put our birthday donation presents in there. And we had one of our wonderful people donate this big of one. And she said, you probably want a little bigger. I went, yeah, probably. So next week we're going to have that for the party. A whole bunch of fun stuff happening. But please just remember that our theme for next year is Beyond the Move. So we did move. We moved brilliantly in October. But now we have to move beyond it. And so when you do this wonderful renovations and stuff, we have to start all over again to get even more for the coming year. So that's all I got.
All right. So let's invite the practitioners up here. They're here for you after service if you need someone to
Do a
know some
spiritual-
truth for you, all right? And do a spiritual mind treatment. It's not a session. It's just a moment of you just saying, hey, that really got me during the talk. Can you treat for this? And they'll do an affirmative prayer for you. And let's see what else. That's about it. So let's just take a deep breath. Oh, another deep breath. And let's just take a moment to give gratitude for this beautiful day that we've had together. The beautiful vibration of each and every one of us, that beautiful, amazing heart that beats us, that lives us, that breathes us, that is God within us. that is bringing us right here and right now to the highest and best for our lives. So I know that today, this time we have spent together has been that, and has transformed something within us that allows us to go out into the world with that transformation and live our lives even more fully. So I'm grateful to know that, grateful for the treats that have been presented today by Kiana, our wonderful, amazing lady, and for all the good that we get to celebrate here at CSL Kauai. I am so grateful as I release this word, as law, I let it be, and so it is.
So it is. We'll do birthday after birthdays there.
Oh yeah, it's birthday Sunday too. So yeah. So all our June
birthdays.
Yeah, who's got a June birthday?
I know there's yep, there
Happy
we go.
birthday.
June.
Yeah, there's some cake back there for the June
Wait,
birthdays.
today's birthday Sunday, you guys?
Yeah, it's birthday
Yeah, let's do
All right,
that
put your
first.
hands together, everybody. Come on. Just like that. Come on, clap together. Here we go. 1. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Hey! Away, away, so much loving in the world. Away, away, so much loving in the world. We're living together as one under the golden sun. We're living together as one under the golden sun. Blow, Makani, cleanse my soul. Blow, Makani, cleanse my soul. Away, away, so much loving in the world. Away, away, so much loving in the world. Say we're living together as one under the golden sun. We're living together as one under the golden sun. Blow, Makani, cleanse my soul. Blow, Makani, cleanse my soul. Blow for the younger generation. Cleanse my soul. Blow for your healing vibration. Cleanse my soul. Blow for the unification. Cleanse my soul. Blow, Makani. Let the hug fest begin. CSL.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Make sure we get